Welcome back, everyone, to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. This is our Season 1 of Twilight Imperium 3rd Edition, and we are on Round 1. And what we're going to do is we're going to break round 1 up between each of the races. There's some compressed rules that we're going to introduce here. So these are rules where we can have like a quick start rule, so we can get our controlled areas moved across. We're going to start out with the first race of the Sardakk Nor. We'll read a little bit of backstory. We'll read the Sardakk Nor story, and then we will place their ships. And we're going to do that for each of the rounds separately to give each race its special place in the game. So before we start out, quick shout out to Pontos Fathom Press, 2-book saga of the Quantum Locksmith Saga. We've got Dead Sons 11, Locksmith of Quantum. A third volume is in the works. It's still being, let's say it's in editing mode, and we'll give you updates of that on our Patreon. So if you want to support the channel, check out our links below to our bookstore. Sci-Fi Epic, we really appreciate that. Also appreciate your comments and liking, subscribing. Ring the bell for future games. We've got a lot of games on this channel, Pontos Fathom Hobbies. So if you're into Eldritch Horror, Battlestar Galactica, Cthulhu Wars, Cthulhu Death May Die, Conan by Monolith, got games for you, miniature painting. We also have the sister channel, Pontos Fathom Press, where we do weekly podcasts. We've got Fantastic Four Fridays going on, Manga Mondays. So go check that content out. Really appreciate. We're trying to grow the channels to 1,000 users, and then maybe we'll start doing live Twitch streams of gameplay. So looking forward to you guys' comments below. So let's jump into turn 1. We're going to do Sardakk Nor. First turn for Sardakk Nor. Let's do a little reading of the backstory here. Throughout most of the ages, the Sardakk held authority without question. Except for a few minor and unsuccessful rebellions, few dared to openly challenge their conquerors. Yet blindly, by assurance of the eternal rule, the Sardakk did not perceive the threat of ambition that grew around them. As years passed, tensions between the great races grew deeper, and so did their hunger for power. In the end, they had only one thing in common. They hated the Sardakk, they hated the imperial rule, and they hated the benevolent arrogance of the emperors. Wow. So this is the age of Twilight, right? The age of Twilight is upon us. So let's put that aside. We've got some tokens here on Mechatol Rex, but we're going to go and do the Sardakk Nor. Let's do a quick read of their backstory. You can see the Sardakk Nor, kind of an insectivoid kind of creatures. They've got their starting units on Sardakk Nor Homeworlds, which is a binary planet system. They got their starting tech of the Hylar 5 assault laser, deep space cannon. Let's read their backstory. So not far past the Unicorn Nebula, the golden Sardakk star shines its ancient hot light on giant oceanless Kinara. The massive planet radiates a red glow like a dusty ruby in the night, its massive polar storms clearly visible from space. A great network of orbital space stations and massive complements of fleet units occupy the system in the fashion of the insectile Nor. Massive whale-like Nor carriers spew fighters like angry hornets from a distributed nest. Convoys of ice mountain transports are always inbound from the planet Trenlack. Small spider-like robotic ships drill into the sides of the ice, guide the ice to the orbital liquid processing plants, after which the derived water and salt is flown to Kinara by bloated sun gliders, that like bloated beetles slowly descend to the North cities below. Kinara itself is among the most inhospitable planets inhabited by a major civilization. Only Letnev's Arc Prime is recognized as more desolate than Kinara. Wow. The Letnev, however, live exclusively under Arc Prime's surface, whereas the Nor civilization is well established both on and below Kinara's continents. Only Kinara's polar regions, where even the hardy Nor cannot survive the deadly storms for extended periods of time, are largely uninhabited. Brutal electrical hail and dust storms, although not approaching the ferocity of their polar storms, are frequent throughout the planet and considered normal by the Nor. So Sardakk Nor are very tough. Their planet is very inhospitable. Visitors to Kinara have been flown directly to the immigration nexus at the capital Hakor. If weather permits sufficient visibility, most visitors will be impressed by the massive size and explosive traffic of the city. The Nor structures are basically oval or rounded, created from a hardened reddish material similar to the general topology of the planet. Like most Norse cities, Hakor features towering building constructs, sprawling low-story buildings, sudden deep gorges into the earth that reveal city nests deep below the surface, delving into the red earth. Busy roads and hover lanes cross the city in 1,000 ways, often congested with Nor traffic. The Nor will tell you that they ruled by Sardakk, the Queen Mother, but that acknowledgement seems more steeped in ritual than fact. None have ever met the mythical mother, and no off-world documentation exists suggesting there's any truth to the notion. Or it's a really well-kept secret, right? The accepted invisible head of the Nor state is the envoy of the queen, a male Nor in direct command of the cultural, economic, and military matters of the race. The length of the envoy's tenure in the process of the election seems to be decided by a secret brotherhood, the Veiled Brood, which lies the real power of the Nor. So maybe it's like the queen and they're protected by the envoy as like the worker bees, sort of. And like they just have misinformation to keep her safe. The envoy and Veiled Brood oversee the rapid expansion of the Nor military forces and fleets. The Teklar elite shoulders are the pride of their people. The Teklar terrain exclusively in the southern polar regions, where the weak die and the strong become Galm, members of the prestigious Teklar order, treated like knights by the Nor and feared across the galaxy. As Kinara slowly turns, as the stars again come into their constellations, the Veiled Brood knows the time to swarm is coming, and this time the swarm will cover the stars. So it reminds me a little bit about Starship Troopers. They remind me a little bit about the enemies from that Eternal War movie there with Tom Cruise. You know, the insects. Maybe they've got some weird powers like that. So let's go ahead and let's get them set up for their turn. So we get 2 command tokens that we can place in a system and an adjacent system, and then we have to populate the systems to support that. So I think they're going to go and they'll take this Stargate, even though it takes them next door to them. It's not super great, but they can use it as some kind of fast track to the home world. And I think there'll have to be a detente move for the Naula collective as well. So to sort of support this, let's place a flag on Abiz and a flag on Lodor. So we've got also gone and picked the added those planets to their empire. So we can now we've got a small deck of planets that they occupy, including Trennek and Kinara. So they've talked a lot about Kinara, so we'll leave a flag on Kinara. And then let's say that we have a cruiser here. And we'll move this carrier out to here, and then the space station and the destroyer can be on Kinara, representing their home world. And I believe that's going to do it for the Sardakk Nor. So, guys, thanks for watching. I'll get this all back set up over here. And next up, we will come around the board. Let's just, because it's easy here, we'll do the Emirates of Hakan next. So I'll get that one out of the way. I will put the Sardakk Nor back here on the board. So just to show their full complement of items, they start out with the Deep Space Cannon, the Hylar 5 Assault Laser. They've got their remaining technology deck here. They have a special ability. You receive +1 on their combat rolls. They've also got their objective card, which I can share with us now. Their secret objective card will be Merciless. This turn, 1 successful control of the neighbor's planets. They held the space dock. So they get a Merciless secret objective. We can put that there. We've got our command pool with 3. Our fleet supply with 2. And just for economy on the board, we have all the other units back into the box, but we can access them as we have to. We've got their planet pool cards, and we've got their trade contracts. Put those on their board as well. And we've got these flags here. So that's going to wrap it up for the compressed rule setup for the Sardakk Nor. When we come back, it'll be the Naula Collective. So thank you guys for watching. Check out the link. Oh, actually, we're going to go across the board, and we're going to do the Emirates of Hakan just for the ease of placing these boards there. So we're going to come back and do the Emirates. So turn 1.1. Thank you guys for watching. As usual, check out the links below, and we will see you in setup round for Emirates of Hakan. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.